In case you haven't heard, there's a big fight going on in Olympia right now about money. Your money. This is Talk Back, and I'm Amber Gunn. Certain politicians are claiming that if you don't cough up more cash, people will die. And in fact, the governor actually claimed that without more of your money, people will lose their feet and go homeless. Which led me to investigate some of the ways they're already spending our money. Like the $11 million a year they spend to advertise the lottery. Or maybe the $13 million a year the state spends to promote tourism. Speaking of that, did you know that some of your money was used to create vampire maps in Forks, Washington? Seriously, vampire maps. And while we're speaking of less than excellent ways to spend our tax dollars, you remember that oversized taxpayer-funded holiday tree in the state capitol building? Well, believe it or not, the state actually shelled out 20 grand to set the whole thing up. What was it, jewel encrusted? And in pondering the high cost of what is essentially a giant temporary decoration, I asked a spokesperson at the Department of General Administration whether the setup of the holiday tree could have been contracted out for less money. Her response: the task of setting up and removing the tree are considered work historically performed by state staff. Changing this would involve the competitive contracting process. Engaging that process for this one-day task most likely would negate any potential savings. In bureaucrat speak, that means the state agreed that only union employees can put up the tree. So, without jumping through a whole bunch of regulatory hoops, a private person or company can't do it at a reduced cost. The politicians in charge won't even try to change the rules because union leaders get upset. And those are the people who shell out the big dollars for certain political campaigns. The $20,000 holiday tree illustrates a huge problem in the way that lawmakers handle our taxpayer dollars. They don't have government's priorities straight. It's not possible for government to be all things to all people. And when our lawmakers try, they end up doing everything poorly, including the essentials like public safety. Instead of prioritizing our dollars, politicians threaten us by saying that people will die or lose their feet if we don't agree to higher taxes and fees. And what do we even say to people like that? Well, we say, get your priorities straight. Now, imagine this. First, our elected officials take a look at how much of our money they have to spend. Then they put it towards the highest priority items first. And so we're clear that wouldn't include vampire maps. Then those highest priority items are put up for bid so they can get the best deal for taxpayers. That's us and not union leaders. For example, in various other states, government officials try to get the best deal possible in delivering certain services to citizens. Services much more important than a tree. It's called competitive bidding, and the savings are as much as 10 to 20%. If they run out of our money before they can put up an expensive tree or make vampire maps, oh well, they'll get over it. If they really think urgent needs are still unmet, they can make their case, but not before they've tried to get the best deal for our money, or after they've already spent billions on things that government shouldn't be doing in the first place. So before politicians come running to us for more money, they should exhaust all the options. It's their job. But they're only going to do this if we, the voters, make them. So maybe you should talk to your elected officials. A prioritized government means less government. Less government means more freedom, which leads to greater innovation and prosperity for everyone. But this will only become a reality if we make it reality. It's your choice. It's your country.